I investigate ghosts now because I've seen so many myself, and I visit people because I write about it now. It's led me into that field, and I go so far with Albert's theories, but I do think there is a spirit world that impinges on our own, and the two overlap, so that we do have loved ones do visit us when they've died sometimes.
And they might give you an electric shock, can't we?
Certainly. I mean, there are people who have enormous amount of static around them. I have myself sometimes, but I don't think it's any reason to think that it is the cause of poltergeist-type activity.
Let me ask Dr. Chris French. How would you, as a psychologist, explain all this?
I mean, I think it depends. I mean, different explanations for different cases, basically. I mean, I like the photographs. I was very taken with the one where we had a case where the spirit was willing but the flash was weak. You know, that's the best we're going to get tonight, folks. No, but I mean, a lot of those did look to me as if they were possibly double exposures. I mean, without actually looking at
they are definitely not double exposures.
That is what they looked like.
Excuse me, are you a photographic expert?
I've also not had the opportunity, obviously, to look at each of those individual photographs.
Are you a photographic expert?
I'm not claiming that. In many occasions in the past, we've had photographs which have been declared by experts.
Are you a photographic
experts?
Now, hold on.
Excuse me, I use photographic experts for my purpose, for the analysis.
Now, look, I don't injection this garbage onto these photographic anomalies. These are photographic anomalies.
If you are going to have a sort of argument where you start talking about garbage, then I'm afraid I can't even answer you. But let's have it on a reasonable level. I told you.
We've done some very controversial programs in this series. This, I thought, was going to be a quiet, well-behaved Maurice.
Well, yes.
Don't get so aerated. We were talking to Dr. French about how he would explain all this. What about?
I'm not aerated, by the way.
Of course you're not. What about? Tell me what sort of things fly about.
The one thing that was really weird, but my children thought was hilarious at the time. Fortunately, they're not frightened. I was making them porridge, and I put a bowl down on the worktop, and when I went to reach for it, it slid along the worktop on its own. And Becky was saying, "Oh, look, there's magic. Mummy's done some magic," and it just moved along on its own. And I felt if it was wet, and perhaps there was some sort of static that slid along on a wet surface, but it wasn't.
Right, Dr. French, how did it slide?
I would not presume to try and explain just on the basis of that, because what we've got here is a situation where essentially we've got anecdotal evidence. I don't doubt the sincerity of the people who are saying these things happened, but we know from a huge amount of research that eyewitness testimony is often very inaccurate. Now, what we need...
Four eyewitnesses.
Even when you've got multiple eyewitnesses...
I wish you were there because you'd have seen it.
I think that's what he's saying.
So what would our